A 15-year-old faces charges for making threats toward a Northeast Kansas school on the eve of the Columbine attack anniversary.
All Santa Fe Trail schools were canceled in Osage County today. It was in response to a threat made against the high school last night. The threat was made on social media in reference to the 1999 Columbine attack.
All right, Dom. First thing I want to ask you is, are you going to be like completely truthful in answering these questions?
Yeah.
What is your name?
Oscar Coslow.
So, what is your name and occupation?
My name is Derek Terry, or Mr. Terry, as you know it. I am a teacher at a high school.
As soon as you walk inside of the door, what are your first thoughts that kind of go through your head?
I want to kill myself. Let me leave.
How are you treated in Santa Fe Trail, like just in the hallways or like by teachers or anything?
In the hallways, people don't usually interact with me. I just kind of move through. They move around or through. It doesn't matter. Then by the teachers, they're fine. I'm able to talk my way out of things, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
I'm treated like trash.
Okay. Would you like to go
Like
into more
flat
depth?
out trash.
Okay. Could you go into more depth?
I'm walking in the hall, just randomly, somebody calls me Donnie Mommy. Anybody knows that would know what that means. I don't like to be called that. I've explained it to multiple people. Let alone, I'm a fat dude walking down the hall. Whenever you get bean dipped every 2 seconds by random people, it doesn't feel good. Plus, especially with a guy that doesn't like to be touched. I don't like to be touched, and people touch me all the damn time.
There's only one stall in the men's bathroom.
Oh yeah, because I think the cunts ripped off one of the doors, and then I don't know what the hell happened with the lock, but I'm reasonably sure to blame the people who think they're rebelling against anyone but the poor janitors.
What is your overall perception of like your job? Do you enjoy it? Is the school like providing to you in a good way?
Yeah, I've been here 10 years. I feel like I get paid decently. I know a lot of people complain about the low pay of teachers, and whereas I, agree to a certain extent, I also get every major holiday off. I get 3 straight months off in the summer paid, and I get every time my kids are off, I'm also off. So for me, it's important to have the maximum amount of family time that I can, and so yeah, I think that for me specifically, teaching's a good profession at this point in my life. I also am the debate coach, forensics coach, and I was the technical director of the musicals and the director of the play, so I make more money than normal teachers make because I do all those extra jobs. I resigned from the directorship of the theater program, so obviously I'll take a hit on that next year, so we'll see.
I do know that somebody ripped off one of the stall doors,
Yeah.
but I don't know what happened to the other one. Does this like annoy you, or?
I mean, yeah, obviously just a bunch of people not knowing the full extent of what they're doing. It's always going to be obnoxious.
And how do you feel about all the graffiti and things that are found around the school?
Graffiti isn't going to be a thing. I could do without the slurs and the races, but it's fine. If people are going to be obnoxious, they're going to be obnoxious.
Okay. Was there anything else you'd like to talk about the way you're generally treated inside of this facility?
Teachers definitely have favorites. The higher ups in the school also have favorites, which you could tell by the way that everybody that doesn't go into a sport is treated or haven't been there for like generations of people are treated. Like my parents didn't go to the school, but I know somebody that did go to the school, like multiple generations of their family went to the school, and they're treated extremely nice versus me being treated like trash because I just got here.
Okay. Do you have any teachers that you specifically dislike or like?
None that I really dislike. They're just people doing their damn jobs. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. there's no teachers that you specifically like or.
I mean, yeah, the ones that just basically let me do whatever I want and trust me not to do anything bad.
Okay. So overall, do you think Trail is a good place to,
No.
like, send a child to go to school?
Oh no.
Okay, why is that?
Administration and usual just incompetence.
Okay, do you want to expand on that?
So the idea is that when it's a small school, so everyone fucking knows everything about everyone. So the slightest mistake, everyone knows about it. That kind of goes along with that. Plus the mentality that everything is something else's fault, and the lack of just understanding with what's going on within ourselves and acknowledging that others are human beings as well. It's not really quite narcissism, but there's general air around everyone where it's just kind of an idea that everything only happens to themselves rather than happening to others. And even if it does happen to others, it's still impacting you by the way that others are treating you. It's just obnoxious. It's lack of empathy, lack of and only sympathy. It's disgusting.
Yes and no. I think it depends on each individual child and their personality. I can't say that my children have had the best experience going to school in this district. I think the problems with this district are the same problems that are pretty much in every public school in the United States, in which the educational institution is in need of a major overhaul. We're teaching the same way that we taught back in the early 1900s when public education was founded, and people were going to school simply to create mindless workers to go work in mills or factories, etc. And so we're the whole system of sit in a straight line and don't talk and don't have thoughts outside of what you're being taught in class, and you're not allowed to, like now with people banning books and banning musicals and the censorship that goes on. I wouldn't say that it's a problem specific to Santa Fe Trail, so I don't feel like if I were to move my children to another district, they wouldn't have the same problems they do here, but they'd have other problems, besides like doing a Montessori type school, which my fiance's daughter goes to Montessori. Like, they're actually teaching things. Like, all those kids are very smart, and they cook their own meals, and they clean up after themselves, and they go canoeing, and they go swimming, and they raise farm animals, and Sage, my bonus daughter, she's 8, and she's definitely smarter than most children her age, if not most children here at this high school. So yeah, I mean, students are graduating high school not knowing how to open a bank account, not knowing how to pay taxes, not knowing how to get a mortgage or to pay a mortgage, or doing a lot of things that they need to know how to do. So sometimes I feel like my job is a little pointless because I am in that institution, but all I can do as a teacher is kind of buck against that and teach kids things that maybe people don't want me to teach them. But as far as like going to my daughters, the same thing goes for them. They're in that institution too. So the answer is no. I don't think that they're getting the best education here. But the answer is also, I don't think that they would necessarily be getting a better education somewhere else.